this is another thing that we do is like, it's called the Met call. So for the new agents who haven't done it, and James, I don't know if you've done it as well, but this is kind of what it's about. It's like going from the CRM, right? Reading the script and then jumping in the FEX toolkits, quoting the client, and then going from the quote directly to the application, right? And that call typically lasts about an hour, but I'm gonna give you guys the skeleton of my process and how I do it. It's I call it the three pillars, right? You just need a CRM, a place to manage your accounts. You just need a place to quote, and then you need the application. At the end of the day, that's all you need to make money, and those are the three things that matter, right? So let me share my screen with you really quick here. So while we're in the CRM, right, we're dialing here. Let me go ahead and hide this little control panel thing. There we go. I'll typically just have this up and then a lead carrier. Right. Eric asked me too. I seen in the Calendly, what's my top three carriers? Dude, I only use 3. So I have this bookmark, right? I have AMAM. That's who I use. I have Great Western and GTL. And I'm going to have those right here under carriers. And typically I'll just pull up the application. So another good question I had the other day was, do you go from FEX toolkits when you're quoting into the e-application here? Right? I don't use any third-party integrations, because if that third-party integration is bugged, I want to know exactly where to go to open that application. I don't want it to be a second step in the game for, you know what I mean? Like if you're on the phone with the client, they're like, yeah, I'm ready to go. And all you've done is click a button from a quoting tool. That's, you know, and it could be bugged up. So I don't want it. If it's going to be bugged up, I want it to be directly from the carrier site, if that makes sense. So I'll open up every application and have them bookmarked to your browser here. Typically I'll leave with like SBLI or something like that, right? Just for time's sake, we'll put SBLI up. So everybody should have their script printed out, right? We're going through it here. Maybe you're taking call-ins, you're in a call-in queue. The lead pops up and you're inside the lead information, right? The first part of the script, kind of like the introduction and the needs analysis, there's 2 ways to do it. I'm a paper pen kind of guy. Go ahead.
Question. I think
Yeah.
I missed something. Um, so we're not going from the quoting tool, or we are going from the quoting tool, or you just clicking on the link?
Yeah, good. Yeah, so we're not doing any third-party integrations and from here to the application. You want to go straight to the carrier's website and bookmark like directly the carrier's application.
Oh.
Yeah. And the reason is if you're only used to doing toolkits, right? Let's say you're used to doing toolkits, or maybe you're launching that thing out of here, out of the CRM. Well, who's to say it doesn't break, that integration doesn't break one day? It happens all the time, right? Like, oh, it's just not popping up for me. It's not open. You know what I mean? Or here's another good example, right? What if a carrier's not popping up, but you know that there's a niche? Like for instance, you know, why is Occidental, you know, it's a nursing home decline. But what if we know that if we put in the notes in that application that I can get them approved with this carrier, it won't even let you pop out the application. You see what I'm saying? So you, yeah, you want to go straight to the carrier. That's a good question though. And then just have them preloaded before you even start your day. So maybe you're in the queue, you're dialing, right? Someone picks up the phone, they're interested, or you're getting a TV call in, right? It no matter what, once you engage in a conversation, you're going to see this screen. You should be inside of that leads record. Everybody on the same page? So again, what I do is, guys, I'm a pen and paper kind of guy. I've been doing this for like 15 years, telesales. Unfortunately, I always say that, nothing to brag about. But I'm just so used to having a pen and paper in front of me. I like to write everything down. I feel like I'm quicker than a computer. But all that information gets transferred into the CRM at some point, right? So when they're saying, or if I'm on the phone with them, right? Hey, Sally, you know, it looks like you filled out this form online. My name's Anthony Patton. I'm the licensed agent helping out today. And I hear a dog in the background. I'm jotting down the word dog, right? I'm literally a sponge as I'm on the phone. I'm absorbing every little kids in the background, right? So any information I can use in the court of telesales, anything you say can and will be held against you, right? So I'm using everything and I'm writing it down on pen and paper. Now, once I build up that need analysis, right? Because we're convicted in the product, we know they need it. They know they need it. We're getting into prices. We're in the FX toolkits. All right, here, let's take a look at a couple of different options for you. You know, you're filling out the information here, the date of birth. You might get that before you hit the needs analysis, right? For verification purposes, I have your date of birth as 2/10 of 50. Is that right? And they say yes. Okay, great. I'm putting all that information in here as I'm going through the script, right? 1050. Now I might not ask another health question
So
for 5 minutes. Go ahead.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, I
please.
have a question. So when you get the lead, like me, I just put in lead order.
Mm-hmm.
Does it, I guess, automatically pop up in the lead section?
Good question.
Like once you put
So
the lead order in?
yeah, so when you get leads, you'll hit this lead queue to start your day, and you're going to hit this begin dialer button, right? If you're making outbound dials, anybody who has an outbound lead type, you're going to hit this button right here, and it's just automatically going to disposition each call. And when someone answers the phone, you want to come up here and hit stop dialer, and then you're going to be talking on the phone with that person, right? So
Where's the stop dial button at?
it'll be up here. So like now I'm dialing a lead, right? You guys can't hear it, but it's ringing. I'm going to hit stop dialer. It went to voicemail. But that way it doesn't keep dialing. So notice how I didn't just keep dialing, right? So technically I should be on the phone with Ralph right now, and I'm talking to Ralph. Does that make sense? No?
I'm still kind of lost or something.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Me,
fine.
I am.
I want to make sure, because today you're going to start taking some leads today, right? So, and we're going to fail
Yes.
forward though. We're going to fail forward because the only way is to hop right in. You know what I mean? So, so yeah, when you get your leads, you'll probably get like 10 today. You're going to hit this begin dialer button, and it's just going to call the leads for you.
Okay.
Okay. It'll be easier when you're doing it. Like when you're in it, it'll start making more sense, you know?
Okay.
So I'm in this part, right? And we're building up the needs analysis. And let's say they're interested in the quote, they know they need it. We're telling them, hey, look, there are certain plans or certain carriers that look at your situation a different kind of way. So the way these plans work is it's based on your health and your lifestyle. So I just got a couple of quick questions for you, right? What's your height and weight? Boom. As soon as they tell you, you're putting it in here. I'm 5'9", 245. Okay, great. Just to make sure you are a resident of Arkansas, right? They're like, yeah, okay, great. Do you smoke cigarettes? Yes or no, right? We're literally inputting that information in real time in this conversation. So we've moved from here to here. You won't go back here until you make that sale and you're ready to fill in all the information, all the notes you took on pen and paper, all the health questions that they're asking here. And it's not going to go anywhere, right? It's going to stay here in FEX Toolkits. Right. So the next step.
So you said it's better to, I'm sorry, I apologize. So you said it's better to take the notes from the pen and paper and then transfer the notes into the system.
Yeah, whatever is easier for you. I love to do it on pen and paper because no matter what screen I'm on in here, I'm going to have notes in front of me at all times. Like I won't be bouncing back and forth. You know, I'm not going to go from American Amicable and I'm in an application and then have to go, dang it, what's his height and his weight again? Like, and then go back and you know what I mean? It's easier to just look right down in front of you at all times.
Okay.
Right. But to get the accurate quote, we need to put that in the information as well. So, and the fluidity comes with time. It's with repetition. You know what I mean? So boom, we're getting a quote for them. And the next step, right? Once they agree to the quote, hey, look, it looks like American Amicable is coming back with the best price for you. Why? Because, well, I'm not contracted with them. I'm not going to use them. I lead with them, right? So I'm going to find my lead carrier. Most of the time, it's only $1 off. So just because a carrier is 45 cents cheaper, does that make it the best product? No. In fact, actually, you're probably devaluing yourself because you're selling on price. But that's a whole nother conversation. So anyways, to American Amicable, we're going to go here. So it's almost like a 1, 2, 3. It's almost like you're setting a goal for yourself, right? Like red, yellow, green. Green, you're in the money. Red, we're just here. Our next step, our next goal is to get into the quote. That's yellow. Green means go. Application is go time. 1, 2, 3, right? So we're coming from here, trying to get them to agree to an amount that's affordable. or just trying to get it mailed out to them, right? So once they agree to that, yes, what's a good address to send it to? 123 Duffy Street. Okay, great. So now you're hitting new application. You're going into the senior choice product for AMM. That's typically the only one that will sell unless you're doing term. So we'll go into senior choice, and then, we're just filling out the information, right? It's plug and play at this point, right? So let me pull up the script really quick, because Ashley did have a really good point about asking the actual questions on the application, right? Let me just pull up any script here, because it should be on. Okay. I really hate to download this script again, guys. You've probably seen me download this on my computer like 30 times. All right, so let's get to the questions. Okay. All right, so here's some of the health questions. You know what? I'm going to have to do it. I'm sorry, little computer. I know you guys can't see it, so I'm going to blow it up here for you. There we go. All right. So now we're in the health questions, right? And so her question was like, how do you kind of finesse and not have to ask our client the same 35 questions verbatim, right? Once you hit the application. So when you're getting the quote, you're just asking like general questions to figure out if anything is like seriously wrong with them to where they won't qualify for level coverage. You just want to find out if there's any situation that'll knock them out of a level immediate death benefit. That's it, right? So that's what these questions are kind of designed for. Like cigarettes are going to affect the price. Their height and weight are going to affect the price unless you go with Great Western. Another reason I love them. There's no height and weight chart with Great Western. Are you taking any prescription medications? We try to get the medications off rip, because that's going to paint a clearer picture for you about their health conditions, right? If they're taking a medication, metoprolol or something, carvedilol, and they don't know what it's for, FEX toolkits will actually pop up a few different conditions for that. So let's say they take carvedilol. What do you take carvedilol for? Well, I'm not sure. Have you ever had congestive heart failure? No. Okay. Is it for blood pressure? Yes. Right. Now that's going to be an immediate benefit. Make sense? What if they had congestive heart failure? That's a whole nother policy. They ain't getting no immediate benefit with congestive heart failure. But if you ask them, have you ever had CHF or congestive heart failure? They might not know what that is, or they might tell you no. Like Travis had a guy the other day and he goes, have you ever had congestive heart failure? They go, no. And then it comes back in the MIB. Well, you got declined for congestive heart failure. He goes, well, dude, I had it, but I don't have it anymore. I'm taking medicine for it, right? He's like, so he's like, I'm taking medicine for it, So you want to try to get the meds if you can. If not, no biggie though. We're always going to move forward. If they can't get the medications, it is a little bit easier, but it's not as accurate, right? So your placement rate might take a hit on that. So we're back in the questions. Do you have diabetes? This is just a very common one. If they have diabetes and any complications with it will affect the policy, right? So these are just like baseline questions, and you can run through these pretty quickly. Any heart attacks, cancer, stroke? No. Do you smoke cigarettes? No. Do you have diabetes? Yeah. Do you have complications with diabetes, neuropathy, nephropathy? You take insulin? They're going to say yes or no to one of those questions, right? So you're already halfway through the questions. Any problems with the kidney or the liver at all? Any open heart surgeries? Have you had any surgeries? None. Okay. Do you need help moving around, taking medicine? None of that? No. Okay. Beautiful. That's it. There's nothing more, nothing less. What more would you need to ask them? Nothing, right? So that literally took 2 minutes. So then when you get to the application and you quote them immediate, and then you get inside and you get past all this and you have to ask the questions verbatim, you're not asking the same questions verbatim, right? Well, these do require an approval, and just to make sure I can get you the best rate, I have to ask you these questions verbatim. So just bear with me here. In the past 5 years, have you been diagnosed with or been advised to have XYZ, 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 right? And then you're just kind of going through the list. But it's not a bad thing. Actually, at the same time, it's a good thing, because the longer you keep them on the call, the more committed it is, the more objections you're going to be able to draw out towards the end. And sometimes, guys, you just wear them down, right? By the time you hit banking, they're just like, Jesus Christ, I want to give this dude. All right, yeah, here's my bank number, you know, like I'm done. Are we done? Good. All right, great. And then you're off the phone. You know what I mean? So that's how I run through every single call. Every single call comes to my CRM as a lead. They get quoted with FEX toolkits, whether they like it or not. Not like they even know, right? But I'm putting your stuff in here. I'm writing down information on here that's pertinent to the sale. And then I'm jumping into the application. And there's only really 3 options for you because I'm convicted in the products that I sell, right? Every agent's built a little different. I just go with AMM, Great Western, and GTL. That's the ones I lead with. Other agents on here, they go with SBLI, you know, they like Prosperity, you know, Foresters. So everybody's a little different. I've been doing this, and I got to where I'm at with these carriers, not because I was experiencing success early on, is because I got my ass whooped, right? I got my ass whooped. Placement rates, okay, hiccups, right? People billing my clients before they had to get billed. You know, trash customer service. Can't pick. It's like you're calling Google. You ever try to call Google? You can't. There's nobody there. That's Aetna. Like, so like I've tried to put business in all these other places. And so who I'm writing with right now is a result to get my ass kicked. And that's it. And so that's what I use is those 3 because they pay me the quickest. The placement rate is the best. They have the best customer service. And there's just a niche for everyone. You know, no social security, debit, credit card. It's all covered in those 3 carriers. Right. So that's pretty much it today. That's all I have for you. I'm actually going to do the same training with JD that we did last week for the nurture campaigns. So I'm going to eat my breakfast here. But does anybody have any questions on that? And Ashley, me and you will do a one-on-one tomorrow or today as well. Okay. But go ahead. No, you're good.
We definitely do one thing possible. Okay. Yeah. So in the toolkit, I noticed on the toolkit it has the level or I need to open back up. But my question was, do I need to change that before I start entering the information there? Like,
oh no. Yeah, so you'll always try to get them approved level. So we'll leave it as level. And if it goes like a different route, like let's say you enter a medication or a condition like congestive heart failure, just use that for ease. Right. It'll knock it out to, so like right now we haven't clicked get quote, but let's see what happens with congestive heart failure, right? So now you see it change. Now it's graded, guaranteed issue. Superior choice is standard. But that's SICA and not everybody can get a contract with them yet because they're very new. But Living Legacy is modified, you know, but yeah, it'll change the coverage type based on the condition of the client. I adopted a formula. I adopted a formula.